Yay. All right, y'all. It's day 4. It is day 4. Welcome to day 4 of my live Vlogmas, where I come to you every single day around 8:30 p.m. from December 1st to December 25th, giving you a live vlog. So welcome back for all the people that are just now watching me. Welcome back to the people that have been in my live all week. I appreciate y'all. I love the support. Thank you. I got people that are in here first waiting to come in. So we're going to go ahead and get started right away. I'm not even going to hold y'all up tonight because tonight I have a juicy topic for y'all. But I want to say, like we always do every night, go ahead and drop your green hearts. Go ahead and tell me where you are viewing from. And remind me of what I said yesterday. I know I said the first 4, I want to say either the first 4 or the first 5. I am going to plaster you all over my social media. So make sure you all drop it below. I see Desire was the first and Andisha, and I got Starbucks Lover. So I'm waiting on the other ones to come in and show up. And y'all gonna be the winners of today's, I don't know, what should I call it? Like platoon member of the day? I don't know. What should I call it, y'all? Y'all let me know what I should call it. Like Vlogmas followers of the day, because I'm gonna do it every single day. So y'all let me know. Thank you, Starbucks Lover, for letting me know where you coming from New York with the Statue of Liberty. I like that. Hey, Desire. Thank you, Andisha, for popping through. I know you said you can't stay. We're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. Before we get started, please go ahead and hit that like button now. Hit the like button and give me the thumbs up, please. So today I wanted to talk about urinalysis and why so many people are popping hot. Not necessarily popping hot, but just why, like what happens when you pop hot in the military, like what actually happens to your career, because it is actually detrimental to your career, and it's not something you want to dabble with. It's not something you want to test out to see how true it is. I'm telling y'all right here, right now, you don't want to do it. So I have a video that I'm going to stream in a little while when we get into an actual soldier who came up dirty on his urinalysis test, and he's going to talk a little bit about what is happening to him and the things that are going to happen in his future in the military. So I want to equate y'all, is that the right word? Equate? Like get you acquainted with the urinalysis process for service members in the military. Now, I can only say this for Army. I know all of the branches do random urinalysis. I am not very sure how the other branches conduct their urinalysis testing. I can give you first-hand information on how the Army conducts their urinalysis testing because I actually went through your UPL school. I don't even know. Don't ask me what it stands for. But I went through the whole course. I was an actual, urinalysis person that can conduct the testing. And I've also been an observer on several not so exciting occasions. So it is not a fun time, y'all. It is not a fun time, especially for the observer or for the person that is giving the urine sample. So the first time that you would actually probably come encounter with a urinalysis test is when you first join the military and you go through your MEPS physical. So at the MEPS station, along with getting your vision done and them doing a whole physical to see if there's anything wrong with you, of course, one of the first things that they're going to do is test your urine to see if you have done any drugs. Possibly, I think most of the drugs, they test for most of the basic drugs. And as we all know, marijuana is something that stays in your system for about 30 days. So, of course, that is the most common drug that most people use. And that's what they're going to test for. But they do test for cocaine. They test for heroin. They test for all kind of narcotics, Percocet, because it has like the codeine in it. Anything that will come up in your urine that could possibly be something that you shouldn't be taking, they will test for it. Now, if it's something that you have an actual prescription for, like say Adderall, or say, you just had dental surgery and you had Percocet and you've taken it in the last few days, then that is okay as long as you can provide documentation. But if it's something that you're not supposed to have and you don't have any documentation for, you are going to have not so good consequences. So the first time you come in contact with a UA is going to be at the MEPS station. So make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do before you even go to MEPS, because you don't want to get there and get embarrassed. Okay. Okay, so this urinalysis is not your normal average urinalysis. I've never taken a urinalysis test outside of the military, but I hear that, they just give you a cup. They tell you, hey, the bathroom is down the hallway to the left. Give your sample and bring it back to us. No, that is not how the military does their urinalysis tests. When you go in to do your urinalysis test, someone will walk with you the whole way. From the time you grab that cup, you're going to sign for your cup. So you can't say that, so-and-so took the cup from me and they put something in it. No, you get the cup, you sign for your cup. They walk with you all the way to the bathroom. They stand in front of you. There's no closing the door. There's no such thing as privacy in the military when it comes to active duty soldiers taking their urinalysis test. So they will watch you pee. Like, they literally, in the verbiage, I've been an observer, in the verbiage it says we have to observe the urine leaving the body. So you know what that entails. If you observe the urine leaving the body, that means you're going to see all of the other parts that are around that area as well. So when you go in, it ain't no shame in your game, because somebody's going to be watching you. This is for men and women. Now, women will have women observers and men will have men observers. I would not go into a men's restroom with another man and observe them pee. But females on females, males on males. So just be aware of that. It's not your average urinalysis test. So if you don't like people watching you, if you have a drug habit, if it's something that you can't leave alone, then don't do it. Now, one of the things that I always see, and one of the things that I've observed in my military career is, for some reason, this is not always the case because I don't want y'all to get y'all hopes up, but for some reason, all of my soldiers come to me, and when they come to me, they live very close around the area. And what I mean is, when I was in Georgia, stationed in Georgia, probably 8 out of 10 of my soldiers lived around that area. So they lived in Georgia. They lived in South Carolina. They were from Florida. They were from, some of the surrounding counties and areas in Georgia. What that means is that it's easy access for you to go home on the weekends. When you go home on the weekends and you hang out with your friends that you left, you do those type of activities. So that's why I say it's not very good. I don't believe it's a good thing to get stationed at home, especially for your first duty station. When you go to your first duty station, you need to go away from home so you can get the full military experience. Because if you still technically at home, like literally, I had a soldier, we were in Augusta. She was from Atlanta. Atlanta is 2 hours. You could go to Atlanta after you get out of work. You can go to Atlanta every single weekend and hang out with those people. She was young, straight out of high school. So it wasn't as big of an impact because she could go home. I say all that to say that when you go home and you're around those people, you tend to do what they still do and hang out how they hang out. And you can't do that anymore. You're in the military. You have random urinalysis tests, so you can't do that anymore. So people, for some reason, get stationed at home. Like right now, I have a soldier that we're in Virginia. He's from Delaware. Delaware is like 45 minutes from here. Luckily, he's grown, he's married, he has kids. So he's, moved away from that lifestyle. But that could potentially be a risk for him to go home and hang out with those friends. Now, you might ask yourself, why do these people do drugs when they know, it's not a secret. You know that at any time you can get randomly drug tested. I ask myself that because y'all don't realize how many people pop hot every single month on a drug test. And I'm like, that it could happen to you. So people are, I don't want to say motivated. What's the word? Influenced by their friends, whether it's their friends at home or their friends in the barracks. People want to fit in, especially if you at a new unit or a new duty station. You don't know people, and you got these people over here not doing the right thing. Most people want to fit in. Most people, I believe, think, oh, it won't happen to me. So it's not, I don't believe that for a lot of the people that is something that happens every single weekend, but it's like one of those random times when you're like, well, I haven't been drug tested in like 6 months and it's a party, so let me just take a hit of this blunt. And then that Monday, their name is on the list to take a drug test. So I would not chance it if I were you. Just leave it alone, because those are some of the common reasons why people do what they do. So in the military, you at a minimum, the commander does a drug test, a random drug test once a month. At a minimum. Now they can do it more often, but at a minimum, it's going to be at least once a month, and it's about 10 to 20% of the total unit. So if you have 100 people in your unit, 10 to 20 of them will be on the list to get randomly drug tested, and every month it'll be, you know, another random 10 to 20. Now you can come up 2-3 months in a row. It's a random populated test. They put your name in and it says, just give me 10% of this 100. So technically you can come up 2-3 times in a row. People complain, oh, I just had drug tests last month, but it's just a random, it's like a random machine that picks the name. So that's how often you'll probably get drug tested. Now, once a year, they do 100%. So even if you did it in March and maybe you did it in July and then you did it in September, if they choose to do their annual 100% in December, then you'll take another drug test. So what that does is it catches at least everybody once a year. Because some people, like I haven't been drug tested in like 3 or 4 months. So some of the things I talked about it in the beginning, some of the things that the test does test for are some very hardcore drugs. I talked about codeine, Percocet, heroin, cocaine, marijuana, those type of things. But there are some sneaky things that people don't think of. And I wanted to bring that to the light because it was actually like a question that I got asked a few weeks ago, because we know that like now the big thing is CBD oil. CBD oil, CBD gummies, CBD hemp oil for the hair, hemp oil for, you know, your body. We have these edibles that everybody's doing, the marijuana edibles and the marijuana brownies and all of that stuff. That stuff is still illegal. You can't say, oh, I thought it was a gummy and that's why I popped hot, but you done ate the whole bag. No. So I just wanted to bring to light those type of things, because those are things that people don't normally think of, especially if you go home and, hey, your friend hand you a few gummies and you don't think to ask, hey, is this a CBD gummy? Is this an edible gummy? Stuff like that. You might, you know, ingest it not knowing. So just be careful for that. Now, I'm going to show a little bit. I'm going to share my screen and show a little bit of a video on an actual soldier that is getting kicked out of the Army because he popped hot on a drug test. And then afterwards, I'll give you a little bit of a story about an actual soldier that I know, which was his very first duty station, and he got kicked out because of smoking weed. So let's take a look at this video. This person's video it's Penny Duh. I watched some of her videos. I really like some of her videos. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see it. Oh, it went away. Hold on.
Getting kicked out of the military. Dumb people getting kicked out of the military. You're not dumb, no. We gonna tell y'all how y'all gonna. Wait, what? So what's this video about? Hold on, for real. For real, getting kicked out of the military. So, let me see. My guy.
Fast forward it a little bit.
He getting kicked out of the military, first of all. This is Miles, guys. Have you guys seen him in my last video?
Y'all check out her channel. Let me know if y'all watch her. I like her. She's so funny.
I'm getting kicked out for popping hot on the UA.
Popping hot.
What's the UA? The UA, urinary analysis. It's a urine test to verify if you do or do not do drugs. Ooh. Don't do drugs, guys. You're in the military. And you're trying to end up like this guy.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what happened.
You heart attack. What situation are you in right now?
So right now, out processing, like from the Army. I do extra duty.
Extra duty. That's what I wanted you to talk
So
about.
I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it real quick.
I don't even really know what
Let
that
me
is.
pause. Let me pause it real quick. So real quick, y'all, for the people that may not know, so he said he had extra duty, and I want to talk a little bit about extra duty because extra duty is what you don't want. So what's happening to him is different in everybody's case, but what's happening to him is he's going through the process of getting removed from the military or getting kicked out of the military. And one of the punishments that he is getting is what's called extra duty. Now I'll let him explain a little bit further, and I'll let the video play out a little bit about what extra duty is and what's happening to him. But basically, it's a punishment, and you literally have extra duty from what you already have as normal duty. So his normal duty is his job, whatever his job is during the duty day from 9 to 5. But then he has extra duty. So outside of his normal job, he has to do like basically, I don't know how they call it, like stuff that nobody wants to do, like pick up the trash, cut the grass, clean up around his office, around the building, wherever he works. So it's kind of just like busy grunt work that he has to do. But literally, when you have extra duty, it's every single day. And they'll tell you for how long. But he says, is 45 days. So just imagine like your whole day from morning to night. I think usually extra duty is about till 10 o'clock at night. It's taken up every single day with you have no free time. Basically is what it is. They take away all of your personal time, all of your free time. You don't get to have fun. You're working all day long. So let me let him talk about his punishment a little bit.
All right, so in Article 15, I really don't know how to explain it too well, but just know that you're in major trouble if you get Article 15.
How many days of extra duty do you have?
45.
And what do you do?
45 days, y'all. That's not what you don't want.
Picking weeds. I could be a janitor.
Be a slave.
Basically, I could be a janitor. I could be, you know what I'm saying, like what are those people who cut the grass? What are they called?
Weeds? I don't know. I really don't know. What time do you have to work?
So
Listen to this.
Weekdays, I go in at 1800, which is 6 o'clock.
That's 6 o'clock.
I get off at 2200, which is
10 o'clock at night. From 6 to 10 every day during the week.
Full work day from 06:30 in the morning to 1700, 5 p.m. 5 I go to lunch, or 10 I go to dinner. And I get an hour for dinner.
He get an hour for dinner and go right back to extra duty until 10 o'clock at night.
Weekends, Saturday is from 09 all the way to 2200.
That's all day.
Lunch and dinner in there. I only get an hour for each. And then Sundays is from 1300, 1 o'clock to 2200, 10 p.m. again. And the reason it's different on Sunday is obviously except for religious purposes.
So let's talk about what's happening to him.
You're pretty much like a janitor.
Yeah. I clean up around squadron.
You're a volunteer?
Yeah, it's a volunteer.
Yeah, so do I. I wanted to ask though, do you know like when the Army is like kicking you out?
I find out on Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah, October. What's it?
I think Tuesday. Yeah, don't do drugs. That's it.
Very simple.
Don't do drugs.
It's easy, y'all.
Oh yeah. Alright, so like the out processing, it's a whole progress. It's a whole
Yep. Just hit the word right now. It sucks. I be chilling on the weekends. My guy be going to work at night. I'm so bad for him.
Let me see what's on right now. I should still be at work, but the NCO on staff duty was very lenient. Actually, very lenient.
All right, so we talked a lot about that. Let me bring me back full screen. So he kind of explained his hours during the week and on the weekends and what he does. And he said he got extra duty 45 days. That is a long time. I think that's the maximum amount of time. You can get as little as 7 days, but they gave him 45 days. So it probably wasn't his first offense. Normally, we're going to go through some of the some of the punishments that you could get. So most people, of course, get demoted, and he said it, but I kind of skipped over it. He went from E4 to E1, so they bust my man all the way down to E1, which is the lowest rank that you could be in the military. I think he said his pay is like $500 now. So that's another thing that people don't think about when you make the choice and make the decisions to have, like, oh, I'm gonna have fun this weekend. It affects you in a lot of different ways. Just think if he had a family with kids, you know what I mean? Like, people don't think about the second and third order effects, but if he had a family with kids and he is the breadwinner and he went from E4 to E1, how that affects his whole family. It doesn't just affect him. That 10 minutes of enjoying that blunt on the weekend, and now you may not be able to pay your rent, you may not be able to pay your car note, you may not be able to buy diapers. Like, it's a whole trickle down effect that can happen when you decide to do things like that. So just don't do it. Stay away from it. So he got demoted. He lost pay. He's getting kicked out, which of course is going to ultimately affect his family because now he doesn't have a job and he's not bringing any money in the house. And then extra duty. So they gave him 45 days of extra duty. I thought PFC was the lowest rank. No, Desire. PFC is E3. So PFC is not the lowest rank. There's still 2 ranks underneath that. The lowest rank is E1, private. And then you have private first first class. PV2. E1, PV2. I don't know what PV2 doesn't have a name. It's just PV2. And then you have private first class, which is PFC. That's the E3. And then specialist, which is E4. So, yeah. So it's not worth it, basically. I said all that, and I brought that video in to say that it is not worth it. And there has been like an influx, I feel like, of people. And I don't know if it's because of like these CBD gummies and all of this stuff that is new on the market now, the hemp oil and the hemp spray and all of this crazy stuff that are on the market now that people are falling victim to, and it's affecting their career. There was a message that was put out a few years ago. I want to say it was about 4 or 5 years ago now, with those Kind bars. I don't know if anybody has ever eaten those Kind bars, and they're like the whole nuts in it, but it has hemp seeds in it. So they put a message out to all the service members, like, don't eat these Kind bars because they have hemp seeds in it. I don't even buy like the oil, the hair oil that has like hemp oil, and they have body lotion with hemp oil. Like, I just try to stay away from all of that because I don't want it to penetrate my skin and somehow I pop hot. I go home on a holiday sometime, my friends smoking weed, I leave because they have nothing to lose. They're not going to get a random test. I am, and it's going to affect all of the things that I just said, second and third order effects with my family. So I choose to remove myself from that situation. So I suggest if anybody is dibbling, dabbling, and anybody thinking about joining the military, just go ahead and give it up now because it is not worth it, y'all. It's not worth it. All right. So we only have a few people in here tonight. I was going to open it up to question and answer, but I don't have that many people in here. So I appreciate you joining in, Desire. Let me know if you have any other questions. If anybody else is in here, if you all have any other questions for me. I was going to try to stay on a little longer tonight. What else can we talk about? I'm trying to see what topics I want to talk about because people aren't really liking these topics, I feel like, or vibing with them, I should say. Not that they don't like them, but y'all let me know what other topics I should do or I should talk about. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into it. I think I want to probably do some more. Maybe I'll upload some videos for the weekend too, rather than doing a live. All right, y'all. That's about it then. Oop, everyone left. Yes, they gone. So thank you for joining, Desire. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'm going to actually head over to my Instagram and go live on Instagram because I haven't been live over there in a while. But I appreciate you joining me tonight. And I will see you tomorrow. I ain't even going to do my outro dance. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.